A pinch pot is one of the most basic types of ceramics hand building that you can get, and we start out by making a ball of clay. You want to keep this ball of clay nice and tight and packed in because that will actually make sure that it is wedged and there are no air bubbles inside the clay. So I'm going to work on making this as circular as I can, and I'm going to just keep playing with it until I'm happy with the shape that I have created. Now that I have my circular ball of clay that is nice and compressed, I'm going to start the second step of my directions. In this step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push a hole into the clay with my thumb. So I'm going to try to go as straight as possible so I do not have any sort of diagonal to my hole, and I'm going to push straight on down. When I do this, I do not want to have my hole go all the way through the bottom of the pot, but it does need to get somewhere close towards that bottom. As we approach this next step, we are going to make sure that you are only opening at the very bottom of the pinch pot. So I'm going to stick my thumb down inside of the clay, and I'm going to use my fingers on the outside edge close to the base, and I'm slowly going to push with my thumb and thin out the clay. Notice I am rotating the circle or the ball so that I am doing this all the way around. If you look inside now, you can see that my hole is only slightly larger at the top, but inside it is definitely getting wider, but only at the base where I worked. Now I'm going to continue working my way up. Instead of at the closest to the base, I'm going to work a little bit higher up on the pinch pot, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to pinch and thin the clay to a consistent layer as I turn the coil pot and do this all the way around before I move up another layer. Notice how every time that I do this, I am being very careful not to address the edge of the coil pot, and it is slowly getting wider each time I pinch it. I have not put any pressure on this top edge. If I put too much pressure on the top edge, it won't look very nice. I'm going to now go back, check and make sure it's thinned out how I want it. If I need to change the shape, I alter the shape at this point in time. And again, I haven't been pushing on the edge. Watch what happens if I start pushing on that edge. Okay, because I'm going to show you right here what it looks like. As I start pushing around that edge, it is going to get a thin edge that is all wobbly and I can't really control it. It's hard to keep it consistent. It becomes flimsy and wavy, and it doesn't look like it has very good craftsmanship. So as you're widening out the walls, stay away from the edges.